Got paid Friday night. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the adult. All right, man, look. Who is it? It's Friday Night Biz. Oops, all right, man, look. Thanks to the WBC representative who literally spent hours with me tonight discussing the purpose of the franchise title. Now we get it. I get the purpose of the WBC franchise title, and I'm going to explain it to my show business partners right now. As for Mauricio Solomon and your kind words that you spoke to me tonight, thank you. God bless. God blessings to you and your family. We get it now. Let's discuss the franchise title, Coffee. A few videos ago, I defined the rules of the franchise title, okay? But what I couldn't wrap my mind around was why, the purpose, and how does the sport of boxing benefit? This is what we understand when it comes to the franchise title, okay? Now, there's two franchise champions. There's Canelo Alvarez and there's Lomachenko. What we understand is that the franchise champion can be undisputed because the franchise title trumps the WBC full-time title. Hence why when Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez both became franchise champions, they released their full-time WBC title. So they can become undisputed. If they take on and defeat someone holding the IBF, the WBA, the WBO, they can become undisputed. But no one can beat them out of their franchise title, and that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where we all start getting confused. What is the franchise title then? How does it benefit the sport? Here is the sole purpose of the franchise title. Once again, the WBC said that the franchise title is awarded to icons of the sport. People who are in a league of their own, boxers who are in the league of their own. So they grant them the franchise title to be able to compete for anyone's title in any weight class. Canelo Alvarez is the WBC franchise champion, meaning he is the WBC champion at light heavyweight right now. If Canelo goes to super middleweight, he's the WBC champion. No matter where Lomachenko goes, he goes to 130, he represents the WBC as the WBC champion, meaning that they can have the big fights with the champions in any weight class as soon as they enter the weight class. Now, you can have your opinions on this. Lomachenko, he's that type of the fighter that is deserving of the franchise title? That's one question. Is Canelo Alvarez the type of fighter who deserves that immunity? That's one question. The other question is, does it benefit the sport to have Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko be able to move different weight class and immediately challenge for that title and could become undisputed in that weight class, no matter what, because they are the WBC champion in every weight class they enter and that they compete in? Does that benefit the sport? Here's the purpose, and here's why the franchise title was created. And here's why Bob Arum, and I've confirmed this, why Bob Arum requested for Lomachenko to become the franchise champion. The purpose is, believe it or not, to build the sport of boxing by having big fights through these franchise champions. They believe that Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez are the caliber of fighters where they should be given that immunity, given that title to create big fights every time they fight. That's the purpose. Now, that means that the franchise title can never be carried by a heavyweight champion unless You have someone who's able to fight at cruiserweight, able to fight at light heavyweight, someone like maybe an Alexander Usyk. But if you are a heavyweight, let's say like Anthony Joshua, I can't see him ever becoming a franchise champion. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao. Can Manny Pacquiao become a franchise champion? He may be a little too old at the moment. The franchise champions for active fighters. That's why I said to myself, Canelo Alvarez, he's 29 years old. How is he an icon? Manny Pacquiao, he's a bigger icon. Lomachenko, he's 31 years old. He's 14-1. How is he an icon? No, it has to be an active fighter who is doing great things in the sport, quote unquote, great things in the sport, and able to take on all of these big fights, no matter the weight class. It got to be a fighter who can move up and down weight classes and fight at a level where they can create those big fights, no matter where they go, and it should be for a title every single time. Lomachenko can be undisputed at 130, 125, 135, 140. No matter where he goes, Canelo Alvarez can be undisputed at light heavyweight, at super middleweight. The purpose of the franchise title is to have big fights no matter where they go. Now, I would love to know how you guys feel about that. It is an immunity title. It is a title that cannot be taken from them. So I understand that that has a negative feel to it. But now we understand the purpose. Why? It's to create big fights, and they think that's going to move the sport forward. Is it? Will it move the sport forward? We'll see. Boxing purists out there is looking at this with a slight eye. The casual brings the most money to the sport. Do they even recognize what's going on? Do they even care? ShowBizz, well, don't. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. It's not so much of a ducking title, but what it is it's a franchise title. It's a title where you represent the franchise of the WBC, no matter what weight class you go. I'm out.